Hey, we're back at it again. This be oh crap, this is day 5. And we're doing shoulders and arms. And I'm starting here with the reverse pec deck for rear delts. I always start my shoulder workouts starting with the rear delts. I try to I can speak English, prioritize rear delts because I want a more fuller looking shoulder. In order to do that, you want to get cap delts, and having a giant rear delt along with side delts gives it more of like a 3D effect. So that's why I chose to do it. um I do some front delt work, like sometimes I'll do like, Arnold presses or barbell presses. But I don't really go crazy. I mainly focus on the rear delt and the side delt, um, because you're indirectly working your rear delts on doing other push exercises, anyways. Now this one is, I don't even know how to explain this, like a tricep. I don't, anyways, you're doing like 12 upright rows, and then after that you're going directly into flies. And then as soon as you finish the flies, you're gonna twist your wrists almost where your palms are facing out, as you can see, and then you're going all the way up to the top. And I swear to God, I forget the bodybuilder I saw that showed this, but I tried it once and I've stuck with it because you get the craziest pump from this. Um, I did do 3 sets of this, but the first recording I did, it was, I don't know what I was doing, but it was not good. And I'm still getting the hang of it. Nothing's gonna be perfect yet. Um, like I said, this is like the 5th day I've been doing this. um, so it might sound like some ramblings sometimes when I'm narrating this, and at some point, I promise, when I have the money, I will get a mic. But it is like 150 to $200 for that thing. So, in the meantime, this is what we're rolling with, and like always, we're going straight to failure right there. And then yeah, so right here we're doing some side laterals. Dude, I always go dumbbells. I know some people like to use cables, or there's that other machine. But dumbbells for my side laterals and delts. It's just, I prefer it. It feels the best. I have more control over it. Um, and recently I've been trying to go a little heavier on them. Just because I can. And usually on my shoulder days, I'll work up to it like the heaviest weight. So right here is, I think they're 40s. And then I will literally go down the rack. So 40, 30, 25. And then finally I will burn out with 15s. And you know what? I don't think anybody should be afraid of doing a certain exercise just because most people lift a lot of weight with it. Like, everybody starts somewhere. Like, I never would have fathomed, like, when I first started, that I would be doing this. And I still feel like I'm a complete amateur to this. There's still a lot of work that I have to do myself, like especially in my leg development. It seems like my upper quads are more built than my inner quad, and that's something I really want to focus on. Like, I want some meaty, freaking tree trunk legs. Like, that is the objective. And it wasn't till recently that I just changed things up because I had a minor injury in my knee, and I was like, you know what, I really got to figure out, like, what am I doing wrong, right? Like, that really is bodybuilding in it of itself. Like, you're experimenting and trying to see what works and what doesn't work. And then eventually over time, you will build muscle. It's a slow sport. Like you start small and you work your way up, and it doesn't happen overnight. Like nobody nobody just becomes that. Like it just doesn't work that way. And then for arms, I'm using well, let me restart this. Triceps right here. I'm using the I guess you would call it the V bar. Yeah, a lot of people dislike this, but I throw it in sometimes, and I've learned how to use it. Because before it did, I feel like it wasn't working when I wanted it to do. But as soon as I took my thumb and instead of underneath, I wrapped it around so it's up top. So it's not like I'm gripping it from the bottom. I put my thumb up top. And then I'm keeping my elbows tucked and I'm leaning forward just a little bit. And then right here, I'm just doing regular barbell curls. I try to throw them in here and there. Like always, like I'm always going to try and change things up because your body will adapt. And once it adapts, it stays stagnant. And it's gonna happen to everybody. Like you just have to basically find new ways to shock the muscle. You can't keep doing the same routine over and over again because it nothing will change. Your muscles are like, "Hey, I know what you're about to do." So now you got to fix that. And you have to create intensity. Um it's it's really it is a struggle at first because these things that I'm saying may not make sense at first, but once you do it for a while, you're like, oh, okay, okay. I think I understand what's happening. But like I said again, you have to find new ways, new tricks to basically confuse the muscle. Like you don't want to get too comfortable. That would be the word. Don't let yourself get too comfortable. Like the objective is to burn the crap out of these things. Like you want your muscles sore at all times. um, and I know my split is really weird, but it's really reminiscent to Arnold's pre-contest split. So Monday, chest and back. Tuesday, you do arms and shoulders. Wednesday, legs, and then Thursday, chest and back again, and then Friday, you're doing arms and shoulders, and then if you're crazy, you'll do legs again Saturday. um, and also note, what I'm doing right here is called 21. So you do 7 up to like mid range, 7 reps up to mid range, and then you'll hold that, and then do 7 more in that position. And then as soon as you finish that, you'll do 7 full extension. I like to throw these in ever so often, like I said, just to shock the crap out of the muscle. Now these, oh man, I couldn't figure out these for years, but once I unlocked the method of behind the back dumbbell tricep extensions, it was game over. I would say this is probably the best mass tricep exercise. Um, Now it does take a while to figure out because you're trying to find where your muscle is stretching, and you kind of want to be leaned back a little bit, and you don't want to fully lock out. Like you want to keep the tension on it. Now I threw these in also. These I don't know. Is this like at like a 75-degree angles, something like that? Dumbbell curl. Um, this is it's for the stretch. This sole purpose of this exercise is a mass exercise and a stretch. So we are trying to stretch the muscle, and it is extremely hard to do. So right here, I'm only doing 25s. And I think I only work up to maybe 40 at most because it's extremely difficult, and it's even harder to try and slow down the movement. Um, but yeah, I would highly recommend doing this exercise right here for triceps. Like, if you want big arms, your sole focus should be on triceps. I know everybody wants to do biceps because it looks cool, but like 75% of your arm is the tricep. So if you neglect that, it's just you're going nowhere. And I think I only did 3 sets of this. I used to back in the day. I always thought you had to do 5 sets for everything, and I think I was just overworking. But as soon as I dialed it back and then brought up the intensity and I slowed down the movement, that's when I started to actually grow. Um, and honestly, this is crazy. I've never seen myself from this angle, so it's a little wild to look at. I think my arms are overpowering most of my body. Like, there is no shortage there. That's why, like, my priority right now is bringing up my lats and my legs. I feel like if you're a competitive bodybuilder, those two muscle groups matter the most in my mind. Like, if you have big, powerful lats and big legs, um, having not so great arms or a chest, it's not the end of the world, I should say. Um, but if you're not into bodybuilding and you're just trying to, build muscle just for the sake of it, it's still everything that I'm doing. Um, it applies to that. Like, if you're trying to put on muscle, that's the objective here. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to power lift. None of that. Now, I only recorded this a couple times right here, so I did 3 sets of this, so it's like my burnout set. So I do 3 sets of triceps on the ropes, and after I did that, I went directly into a the preacher curl machine, and I couldn't find the straight bar. I much would have rather that, but we do have this like competition curling bar. Like, if you're doing the strict curling bar competition thingy, that's what this is for. So it's a much heavier curling bar. So I have 25s on each side, but I'm pretty sure the bar itself is almost 45 pounds too. So um, now I use the inside grip just because I'm trying to focus on the stretch and the peak contraction. Like, when you do a preacher curl or a concentration curl, you're working the peak of the bicep. Oh, and by the way, I do forearms sometimes. For the guy who commented, thank you. um, Here you go. This is all I do for forearms. Is I just grab an easy bar. Um, I do the pronated grip, and then I switch, and I do the arm curls or whatever you call them. That's basically all I do for forearms. So maybe I should start doing forearms, and it's something I don't do that often. Same thing for my traps. So those are 2 things I do neglect. Because I'm really trying to prioritize like my abs and my calves as like accessory work. And like always, we got your post workout pose down, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Um, the post workout pump. But anyways, till next time, which might be tomorrow. I might do legs again. I don't know. To be continued. Yeah. Adios.